Hello, I'm Tay, and today we're going to be reading Reddit stories while I draw. In today's subsection, we will be under r/relationship advice. The first story is from Infernal Childhood 539. My 27 female boyfriend, 29 male, just called me fat, even though I'm 5'2" and weigh 120 pounds. Why is he doing this? How do I move forward? I think I'm a good catch. I'm a mechanical engineering PhD student at a top 20 program, have a bachelor's and master's in mechanical engineering, have hobbies such as painting, hiking, and taking care of my appearance enough to do skincare and makeup. I have had strangers stop it to tell me that I'm beautiful, so I guess I'm moderately attractive. Yet I have this boyfriend who keeps trying to knock me down a peg by calling me fat. I weigh 120 pounds at 5'2". I don't know how it's so hard to just be nice to people. It takes no effort. So I'm so confused why he's doing this. Even if they're just jokes, then why is he making them? Maybe he's insecure about the fact I'm working on a PhD. I know I have no problem attracting men and finding another option because I once signed up for a dating app and immediately got tons of matches within the first 10 minutes of signing up. Yet for some reason, I'm too scared to break up with him because I fear that I'll never get married if I do. How do I get over this fear and move forward? So I'm going to say my thoughts first and then I'll read the comments. Dump him. He sounds extremely insecure. And when you date an insecure person, it's just going to be nothing but trouble. Like, in a lot of heterosexual couples, if it's a man who's insecure, they'll cheat on you at some point. And then I guess another thing too with being insecure is that it could lead later on into verbal abuse. So yeah, dump him. You'll find someone else. And even if you weren't, people think that attractiveness is the thing that's gonna get you into a relationship. There would be some really unattractive looking people in marriages and they're fine and happy. So when you're finding love, it don't really matter how you look like. Don't put such an emphasis on that. I feel like our society makes it feel as if you're super beautiful, you're gonna have everything in the world and you're gonna have a boyfriend and everything, and it's just not how it is. Now for the comments. The first one from Matcha Magpie. He wants your self-esteem in the gutter so you don't realize you deserve better. A reply to this comment, Squirrel Girl VA. OP should read the best of Reddit updates posts about the guy who kept telling his girlfriend that she stank because he wanted to keep her self-esteem low so she wouldn't leave him. This guy is exactly the same. Another comment from Not Nuts. But you surely don't want to marry this a-hole. You need to work on your self-respect and dump him. Another comment from Detrive. You think you're a good catch, but you're too scared to leave because you don't think you'll find anyone else. That's exactly why he's doing it, because you are an amazing catch. He knows it. You knew it. But he obviously isn't an amazing catch, so he needs to break your self-esteem before you realize he sucks, to make you start doubting yourself and think he's all you'll get. And it's working. Why stay with someone who knocks you down a peg? A reply to this particular comment from My Glass Was Bigger. Also, OP needs to look up negging. Our next story is from Throw RA Jealous Wife. Why is my male 37, wife female 30, jealous that my ex-wife has found love? I don't know what else to add to the title. My wife is kind of obsessed, stalking and following my ex-wife since she told us she's been engaged. Apparently my ex has been seeing this guy for a while, but since she's a mom, she didn't want to make it official until everything is serious, not to confuse the children. My wife is in shock, and her first reaction to the news is, who is this loser then? But the new guy seems really nice, and instead of being glad that at least her stepchildren would have a good man in their mother's life, my wife is very irritated and angry. I would even say jealous. She isn't following my ex on Instagram, so she can't follow the relationship. So she sent the new guy a follow request. I confronted her and she denied being jealous or obsessive. I told her that we should be happy since my children will have to live with this man, and it is a good thing that he is good to their mother, that she's in a happy relationship. It benefits everyone. She told me who in their right mind would want her. I was surprised because why would she not think any human, let alone someone like my ex, is worthy of love? I told her probably plenty would because she is kind and a pleasant person. All hell broke loose and she started yelling and calling my ex names. Can anyone help me out here? That is... Okay. So that's really weird. I don't understand why she's doing that. Like, do they have a negative history with each other? It doesn't really seem like it. It seems like your current wife likes to see people suffer. Maybe it made her feel like she was above her in a way, and she feels kind of inferior. And that's why she's like, damn, she's happy. Now she's gonna become better than me, even though that's why would it even matter? That's the only thing I could think of why she's being so weird about it. I don't even know what you would be able to do about that. You probably need to ask her hey, what's up? Do you have any beef with the ex? Because this is making no sense and your behavior is very strange. Has she always been like that in your relationship? It's just weird. Let's read these comments. The first comment from Koala Acceptable 7677. If this is true, this is wild behavior. You seem healthy and well-adjusted at least. Only thing I could think of is she has some irrational need to feel superior to your ex-wife. Maybe she is in constant private competition with her? A response from Rainbow Bell. I think you nailed it. It seems that on these subs, the new girlfriends/wives hate the ex for some reason and are out to destroy the ex's wife. I would hazard a guess that OP's wife hates his ex and has been silently competing with the ex for a long time. To OP's wife, she was better than the ex because she ended up with OP. Therefore, she is the winner, while the ex was the miserable, lonely loser. Now that the ex is engaged, OP's wife perception of who the winner and loser is no longer holds true, and she's now obsessed with finding out more about the ex and her fiancé in order to find ways to become the winner again. The next comment from Daydreamer in the Sun. In her head, your ex-wife is a hag that couldn't keep her husband. She thinks she's the upgrade. Someone falling in love with and committing to your ex doesn't fit her narrative. Your ex was meant to grow old and alone in her mind. Your new wife isn't a good person. Another comment from Anatari Elfie. Your current wife has some serious issues. She is obsessive, jealous, has total disregard for the well-being of your own children if she could not see that silver lining, and a whole other host of personality flaws. Did you not see this behavior prior to marriage? What is their history? And how has she treated your ex-wife to her face in the past? Do not have children with this woman. You will create a much worse family dynamic than you have now. She will elevate her children above your own, and it will be a constant battle. Another comment from Fun Statistician 550. I'll be blunt. How did you and your current wife get together? Did you cheat on your ex with her? If so, current wife might have felt she won against your ex, and now there's someone new to compete for. Hence, the friend request to the new man. Another comment from Impossible Title 1. Maybe she thought she had won a prize, you, but now realizes that your ex might be the actual prize. So the OP responds to this saying, I really don't like talking about people in terms of prizes, but many are talking in these terms while describing my wife's mentality and behavior, so I will entertain that and speak in the same terms, just to be in my wife's level of thinking. If my wife didn't know that my ex is a prize, then she's probably blind or just dumb, because my ex is very kind and has much to offer. And I wasn't surprised at all when I heard someone say she was lucky enough to win her. Another comment from Ordinary Injury. Just a complete stab in the dark based on limited info, but since you asked, I would guess it's immaturity and also internalized misogyny that a presumably woman who is older than her and divorced with kids would find a relationship. Begs the question why she dated and married a guy who is married and has children. It's a big enough age difference where those subtle differences in maturity now show. But there probably are small signs you missed, but obviously you can't ignore this level of jealousy and immaturity. So the OP also responds to this comment, and that is why I read it in particular. My ex is 40. Her new guy is also 40. Has a daughter, and apparently he is good looking and has money. The odd thing is that my wife is most angry about the fact that my ex has been happily dating this guy for 2 years. This detail really messed her up because she kept saying, who does she think she is? I felt like my wife was angry that my ex has been happy for 2 years, while my wife thought she was single and lonely, like she tricked her. I tried to explain that I was proud of my ex being careful and choosing the children's well-being first, but I don't know, it made her even madder. Okay, so this is like a really weird situation. I'm gonna add some like final thoughts to this. I really feel like OP cheated on his ex. That is my theory. I feel like he cheated on his ex with a pick-me, because only a pick-me would act like this. Like, acting like, oh my gosh, I won him over and you're gonna be sad and alone. Like, that's just such a pick-me mentality. How old is your ex? I wish, or not your ex, your current wife. How old is she? And you know what? I don't even think it matters, because I think pick-me's can be pick-me's at any age. She is a pick-me. That's what you married, dude. I don't know. I feel like LP cheated on his wife. That's that's what I feel like. That's my theory here. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't know. It's so weird to be acting like that. That's the only thing I could think of at this point, reading everything else that was put here. This is going to be our last story for today, because I feel like the last little story, I took a little bit on it. But this one is from Throw RA Fluffily 8687. My boyfriend, male 21 of 4 years, told me, female 20, he would leave me immediately if another girl gave him the chance to. So me, 20 female, and my boyfriend, 21 male, were at a really important work event for an office opening celebration for a company where we are co-workers. He's been working this job for 4 months, and I have for 2. The job is great, and I just happened to land in the same position with him. This event was extremely important, as people with highly important ranks from the company and the government would be present. Our boss told us to dress our best and try to make some connections. I prepared mentally and physically for this event. I planned my outfit, hair, and makeup in advance, as well as preparing conversation topics, as I'm not the most extroverted, but I wanted to give a good impression to the people I met. While in the event, I managed to take my conversation with really important people and overall was having a good time. I felt proud of myself for being able to talk without getting nervous as I usually would and got a lot of good comments about my appearance. Halfway into the event, I went to check on my boyfriend to see how he was doing, as I had been all around and not that much with our own group of coworkers. I asked him how he was doing, and first thing he told me was, "Did you see that woman?" he asked. I then responded, "The pretty one?" I assumed he was talking about an specific woman that standed out from everyone else. In an event that is full of mostly men in their 50s, this girl was pretty noticeable, as she had pretty good looks, red hair, great figure, overall class, and behavior. So as I answered, he responded with, "Yeah, that one." Let me tell you, if she talked to me and told me she wanted to leave this room, I would be first to be running out of the door with her. Upon this answer, I was shocked. In our relationship, we've been pretty honest regarding what we think, in the sense that I don't expect that just because he is with me, he's not allowed to view someone else and think they're attractive. I personally don't experience much attraction to pretty much anyone, but I understand that we are human, and while it's impossible to not have those thoughts in mind, I have asked him that he does not express those thoughts to me, as they could result in hurtful comments. After he told me that, I said quietly, "That's not something you say to your girlfriend," and left. I had spent the rest of the event talking to people while holding back tears. Worst part is our coworkers don't even know we're a couple, so I also couldn't have any support from the few friends I've made in the office. He has apologized since, but I can't help but feel broken and ugly. It's also not the first time he's made these kinds of comments. I've already had to clarify that I don't wish to hear what he thinks about other girls. In another instance, I told him in regards to looks, I thought we were pretty much equal. However, he's questioning what I said and basically joked that he was better looking. I spent the day after the office crying my eyes out, but now I just feel numb. He says he spoke out of turn and without thinking, and that he thinks I'm the most beautiful woman, but it doesn't really even matter to me now. What do you think I should do? This is a pretty long relationship. When these slip-ups happen, I know it's because he's just dumb and doesn't think about what he's saying, I think. I'm so confused. So, I guess there's like two thoughts I have. So one of them could be, which I don't really agree with this one. It came up at first like, oh, well, maybe you're just, a little insecure. But then, at the same time, the second thought I'm more in agreement with. I don't think she's insecure at all. It's inappropriate to make those comments in a way like that, especially if you've done it more than once and your girlfriend has already spoken to you about how she feels uncomfortable with you talking about women in that way. Yeah, she's okay with you, oh, hey, she's pretty, but like saying something like that, which that comment was, honestly, now that I think about it, I don't like what he said either. That's really icky. And the fact that he said, "Oh, well, I'm the better looking one," when you said we look pretty equal, that's just kind of like, I don't know. It's really icky. And is he really sorry? Like, I'm just thinking, like, is he really sorry? Because he keeps doing it. He keeps doing it. And then said he was better looking. I don't know. I'm not saying that's grounds for breaking up, but if it keeps happening like that, then maybe you should just leave him for someone else. Especially if he's making you feel like super insecure like this. If you want to leave, go for it, girl. Go for it. The first comment from Wildly Uninteresting There are sentences that can instantly end a relationship. That's one of them. You can stay together, but what's the point? He just told you that you're in a relationship of convenience until better happens. A response to this, opposite trouble 718, leave now or stay and be hurt even more when he guaranteed leaves you. Another comment from Eric Kiana. He was jealous and tried to take you down a notch and sabotage your night. He isn't worth the effort you were putting into the relationship. A response from Bored Panda 55 to this particular comment. He was jealous of her interaction with the higher-ups and wanted to bring her down. OP, your BF is a D. You don't need that type of person in your life. You're only 20 and sounds like you have a good future ahead of you. You need someone to help you soar. Another comment from Plus Data 1099. This relationship won't last. He seems to already be looking elsewhere. You deserve better. Another comment from Social Justice Cleric 7. Wow, that's really not okay for someone to say in a relationship. I'm not sure what to tell you to do, but I'm happy to confirm that your boyfriend said was way out of line. And quote, it's also not the first time he's made these kinds of comments. I've already had to clarify that I don't wish to hear what he thinks about other girls. Let me tell you a story from one of my relationships. This guy had a dark, edgy sense of humor, which for the most part was fine, but one time he gave me this insulting nickname as a joke, and I hated it. It made me feel small, gross, and awful, and I told him that. And he apologized and never did it again. That's sort of the baseline relationship requirements, in my opinion. That incident stood out to me at the time because I kind of wasn't used to people caring how I felt, but it wouldn't register if something like that happened again. I just expect it now. That if you tell a partner that something they said hurt your feelings, they stop saying it. You can't always expect people to just know without telling them. And everyone says something thoughtless now and then. But when there's one thing in particular that bothers you, and you've said it bothers you, and your partner keeps hurting you anyways, and doesn't even seem like they're trying to change, that's a good sign that your relationship isn't a good enough relationship. I mean, I know breakups are hard. If you decide to break up over this accumulation of insults over time, it's your choice. I'm a stranger, and I'm only seeing a small snapshot of your life. Then things are probably going to feel worse for a few months. But I'm just picturing you being 24 and your boyfriend still regularly compares you unfavorably to other women. You've been together 8 years, and do you really want to end an 8-year-long relationship? And I don't think that sounds like a good future. If it's one comment, I'd be mostly encouraging you to talk it out. But you have talked about it. And sometimes people don't stop doing dumb things. If there are never any real consequences for the dumb things. And that was an especially bad comment. He didn't just say that she looked good. He implied he'd dump you on the spot for her. That's cruel. So, my final thoughts. Girl, if you want to leave him, if that's your first thought, leave. Because that's not okay for him to say. And he did it before. That's not the first time he's done it. He's done it before. So, if you do stay with him, he'll most likely do it again. And passively you're saying, oh, it's fine for you to say that to me if you're in the relationship with him after this. But yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for stopping by and watching my video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know your thoughts on each of these stories in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. and I will see you next time. Goodbye.